I missed the light.
Maddie has something important to say.
We'll start in a sec. It's all so chaotic because we have 5 YouTube channels trying to collaborate here. Trying to all go live at the same time, which is crazy. We've never done anything like this before. I don't think anybody's done anything like this before.
There might be a reason why.
Probably for good reason. Yeah, probably for good reason here.
Yep, just let us know how the connection is and the sound is as we get going here. And once we're organized and everybody's live, we'll get right into it.
Yeah.
And Fair Isle is going live. Waiting on their thing.
It's been going live for the last 5 minutes there.
And we're not getting Alex and Mandy.
And
I'll show you
Alex
kind
and
of
Mandy are
behind the
coming
scenes.
too.
Set my
Do you
phone
want us to
closer
start
it.
a new one? We've had it happen before.
I've started and stopped it, but
Okay.
I'll try again.
Try and switch on to
What's
mine.
up, Dave
Technical
West?
difficulties. It's really a miracle that we're even all online because we're all in Greece.
Yeah, we made it to
Using-
Marina with signal,
Different hotspots.
and we're here now.
Whose idea was this?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
We've had an awesome week. 7 days of cruising the Med,
Yeah.
getting to know each other. There was 9 of us
Still
on a
setting up a
boat.
few of the computers.
That's all right. 9 of us on one boat, and 2 babies made 11. So.
Greetings, Patrick. So glad you're here. Yay, Patrick.
Uncle Miri.
He says all good. Now screen is
where's
frozen.
your YouTube?
Oh
Video
no.
is just a tad hazy.
Do you want to do it?
Well,
Just do it.
I can disconnect
where
from the
you
Marina Wi-Fi and just
Search every time.
go off of our internet and see if that improves
Let's do
things.
it.
I gotta go help them.
Is it because it's
Yeah,
So,
on
technical
me?
problems here, folks.
Technical
Are
difficulties.
you not logged in?
I don't
You
think
logged
so.
in?
Hey,
Man,
Let
it's
me
fine.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Go for
we're gonna
it.
get started in a
Go for it.
second here, guys.
Oh, the
Just,
No one is just
We're having
resetting
some
Farrell.
technical difficulties.
So
We're
you wanna
set
go to the
5
studio,
different
though?
Channels, setting up the computers,
and
and
studio.
just trying to get, and also the Marina Wi-Fi is
And
not working,
then-
Just go off your own
Hey,
hotspot.
Josh's peeps.
And then
so bumps on a boat right here.
And then
Bumps on a boat
You
here.
guys know the channel.
What's this one?
It's been awesome hanging out with Josh.
Oh, view live control.
Josh is one cool guy.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think last night was my favorite.
Earned the
And then we'll
nickname
just go
Captain
live.
America.
Ah,
I'm sure you guys agree.
And maybe it'll work.
Streams, Lewis says.
Let's go back.
Maybe which
Let me know if you have any
internet are
questions.
they on?
Lots
Which
of-
internet are you guys
We're
on?
on
my phone.
Our
Which
trip
is-
here in Greece for the week.
Awesome.
So if you
Uh,
have
Go
any
on to my
questions,
first.
Okay.
And like Uncle
Sure.
Miri or
Sure.
Dave, somebody, can you hear us okay?
They said it's better now. I think
Better
the-
now?
The audio is great. It was just the video that was a little.
720.
Can I plug
Sound
it
is
for a
great. Matching lip movement.
Okay.
Oh,
Matching
excellent.
lip movement.
Let's go.
Okay, it said something about it
Yeah,
doesn't
just press
allow.
the lighted button. Excellent.
Okay, camera's not selected.
All right. Well, everyone's
Do you
We're
have
still
a
getting
camera?
things
Is there
Yes.
like
Thumbs on a boat
with
viewers, I guess,
safety
if you have
thing or
any
something?
questions.
No.
You use it
Um,
for all sorts, don't you?
Cool.
Alex.
It just says it's loading.
You-
People are
I
going
knew
on.
this would
holding
be
an eye-
chaotic.
we can't get the
Yes,
camera
Eddie.
thing to pull up.
It's actually
Others.
7
Do you know how
p.m. here
to-
in Greece, so.
like,
So,
what is it?
who wants to learn about rigging?
So-
Should I do it on my
Anybody out
phone?
there want to learn
Yeah, it's
We can
just
also do the
following
about
this.
rigging?
Oh, okay.
I guess not.
Okay,
Yeah, that
thanks,
sucks.
Sorry,
Patrick.
too bad for you.
I have the same
So
problem. I
we'll
don't
do-
find my
Oh,
camera
our
so
Our
fast.
viewers are gonna go love
Yeah,
it.
I will just
restart
Alex
the Chrome on the
Ross.
computer.
Yeah.
I'll just
That's
restart
all they
everything.
can
Probably
see.
can't hear me.
So
Restart
go
everything.
to go to
So we're gonna
your
try and do kind of talking and
yeah, that one.
but
We're
right
gonna
now
try
it's
and get it
still
on the
technical
phone.
difficulties.
All right.
Might want to turn down the
MB
brightness to save
Conundrum.
battery though.
What's
Yeah,
up, dude?
If I may.
All good from
Yeah, go for it.
Seattle. We got
Is it
somebody
iPhone?
from Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay.
like 6 a.m. there.
Don't know why
I
it's
saw
in
that
there.
earlier
Yeah,
in the
it's-
comments.
Oh, earlier.
yeah.
Oh my
It
gosh.
does.
Hey Dale.
Yeah,
What's up, Dale?
kudos
Hit
to
that little
everybody
down
who's
arrow.
entering from all
If you're
different
wondering
time
what we keep
zones.
looking at, it's the laptop down here where we can see your chat because the
You're probably
phone's
enjoying just the
quite
chaos.
We've got
far
15
away.
people
This is
waiting.
really
This is just
not,
ridiculous.
Yeah, so we have 5 YouTube channels here right now on the boat
Okay.
trying to
Yeah.
get synced up.
Close it.
Yeah, and you
Sure.
just like to list them off.
Okay.
So,
Then we go
Thumbs on
here.
the boat, that's us.
Yeah.
Josh Post
internet.
is right next to us.
Try.
Maddie from Rigging Doctor is in the back.
Go live.
Herbie's over here helping
Allow
Fair
access
Isle with some
once.
technical difficulties.
access.
And that's Alex
Hi.
from See the Little Things.
See the little things. And Mandy is taking
And then
care
we
of
go
Lady,
to-
their newborn baby.
Are you guys
Yeah.
on the same? It
Um,
should be.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
So,
Try switch this one
well,
off.
that was a big one all week.
Yeah.
Just joking.
That's off.
Alex right there from
I'll
See the
try
Little
that
Things.
again.
He's been doing a lot of photography.
So we are going to get organized, guys. There's going to be a bit of a, it's not going to be as chaotic as it is right now. We're all just kind of trying to
No,
get
that's mentioned.
online and get situated so that we can have an organized
Well, that really
somewhat
should just do it right
discussion
there. All right, we'll
and
just make a
introduce
brand new
you
one
to
real
all of
quick.
these amazing
What do you want?
channels.
What was the title?
Well, Dave
Going
says
live.
if
Doesn't matter
it's
yet.
not
Yeah.
chaotic, it's not boat related.
There
Okay.
you go.
So
There
I
you
think
go.
it's
And he works in a boatyard, a shipyard. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
You would know.
Seahorse, thanks for joining us.
Hello from California.
Shanksville,
Oh, is that it?
Pennsylvania.
Is this entertaining?
I hope
Okay.
this is entertaining.
Oh, this one said, "Tell Sterling
Oh,
I say
Yeah,
hey."
you're right.
This one
Oh,
says,
that's so sweet. We actually haven't
hold on,
seen
hold on,
him
hold on.
or heard from
We
him
gotta
in
rotate
can we
to
almost
get
a
in
year
landscape.
now.
Yeah,
probably
that'll
a
work.
couple.
I'm gonna just show you
but
guys around.
why
and
is
have
it
some
not-
fun.
Oh, is your
Big
phone
Joel,
on?
Oh,
Joel,
Muddy.
Joel,
Oh,
what
rotation
is it?
lock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
All right,
Please.
Michael told me not to touch
Please
it.
don't touch it.
I'm going back.
This is
Okay,
the
yeah.
lady.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, I've just
Okay.
painstakingly adjusted it for the past.
Oh, I just
Hello.
Alright,
you're good.
Everyone see
Alright,
us.
we got-
All right.
Let's go, let's turn it around.
We're
Sorry for the delay.
We've got Fair Isle. All right, come on in, Herbie.
Number
Alex,
one question,
And how much that phone's
Alright.
going?
which I would like to address.
If you want to turn down his
Straight
brightness,
away.
it'll last longer.
Yeah, it's true.
We're on
Don't need to
George's
see it, do
boat.
we?
And then, Judy, do you have your phone handy?
This
Yes,
boat
I do.
doesn't
If you
belong
wanna
to any of
Go
the
in
people
to
here.
the live chat.
We
and
just
then you
did
can
a
watch
charter with Sail with George.
Yeah.
And I should
then
have
give me a
definitely
second.
had the link to his website in the description of this video, but I did not. But it's sailwithgeorge.com. George is from Greece, and he decided to work with us in order to help promote his business. He's been a little rocky with COVID, and now he's kind of just hitting the ground running again. And I have to say, the experience on this boat and working with George, who's an awesome human, has just been incredible.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
There's 11 of us on this boat, and it felt
Yeah.
like we all had our own space.
Yeah.
So have it vertical.
And-
Oh,
Everything
if you
worked
have it vertical, you can see it.
perfectly. I mean,
Perfect.
5 toilets on this boat, and not a single toilet went down, did it, guys?
No.
That's
Success.
incredible.
We managed to keep all toilets working and intact.
Yeah.
We still have 3/4 of a tank of water.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Water.
After
None
a
of us
week.
showered ever.
No,
Well, we
no.
showered.
That's a lie. We all showered.
We're just
Shower.
very good at using
What
water.
do you think we are, bums?
I am going to try to get Steve and Judy in the frame here. You guys don't want
Oh,
to
Go ahead and
hello.
questions,
see
guys.
them.
Yeah.
We're kind of going off of the questions mostly.
All in
Yeah.
classy. Hello.
Jimbo Rides, thanks for joining our membership.
Looks like you
Woo!
froze, Michael. Looks like our feed is frozen here.
That's
Oh,
alright.
there we are. Picture quality
I'm on the
is
Marina
okay.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
so that's
I'm just
probably
going to
why.
point it down a little bit.
We're almost ready to get
I've
started
got
here,
these guys
guys.
in.
Okay, it's not Marina, but this is.
Yeah.
If you want to lower your brightness as far as you can,
Yeah, just come
Okay,
back in.
that's
I would
okay.
go
Yeah,
last as
yeah,
long
yeah.
as possible.
We're almost ready to get started. Just waiting on a couple
Yeah.
people to come join us on the
Scroll up
couch.
to the bottom, or-
So I had a quick question here from Stuart Taylor. He says we all came from the U.S. for a sailing holiday.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. We have, 3 channels
Right
from
here.
the U.S.
The corner.
And it was more of
and then
a,
just all the
kind
way
of a
down.
business,
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
retreat
there it's-
almost is what I felt
it should
like.
be good.
Because
Yeah.
they're all YouTube
Okay.
channels.
I'm
and
trying to get it so we
share
can
their
get the problem later.
creativity
Isn't it?
and the sailing passion, and that's essentially what we've been doing for the week. Organized mostly by the Ocean Cruisers podcast. Andy, which I don't know if he's around here,
Don't see him.
but it was a chance for us to kind of do like-minded for our for the channels and for creativity and coming together for that.
You want to mute this all the way?
And it's also really cool to hang out with people who are doing the same things you're doing.
Right,
So that was a
like-minded.
great experience.
Not only sailors, but also YouTubers.
Right.
Like it makes it's like this huge thing to have in common to be sailors, but also YouTubers, because we're all running around with our giant cameras and we're all filming everything, and it's pretty funny, probably to see from the outside.
Yeah.
But it's fun for us to
Yeah.
collaborate, and I mean, everybody has like a different kind of niche or thing that they're good at, so we're all kind of sharing ideas and gaining a lot from one another, which is
Yeah.
so fun.
Bums on a
Hey,
boat are gonna
Alex
be.
is coming on through.
Yeah.
And also, it's been a great learning experience. Like everyone's got something else to offer, and it's been so cool.
Totally.
Yeah, we're
Right.
all very different.
Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Okay, so hi everybody from 5 different YouTube channels. Hello. We're all here on SV Ithaca. It is an Ocean Star D6.
Yes.
None of us own this boat. This boat is actually a charter yacht. And come on in, Judy. Come into the frame a little more.
Oh yes, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So what we're gonna do is actually
Steve.
take a second to introduce all of the channels here. Give each channel a little introduction, and hopefully by the end of this live chat, you guys will have 4 more channels that you're subscribed to and following, because everybody here on this boat has an amazing story. Everybody here is a sailor, and most of us live aboard, and those that don't are just avid and passionate sailors. So there's so much awesomeness happening right here in one room. It's crazy and chaotic and awesome. So the first thing we're gonna do is introduce. Let's start here with Alex, or should we wait for Mandy?
Nah, she's
Okay.
gonna be gone.
Okay. So go ahead and give your channel a quick introduction.
Alright, I'm Alex from See the Little Things. I'm on a boat in the Canary Islands right now with Mandy and our newborn son, Leafy. You won't see him in the videos yet because we're gonna catch up soon. But our goal is to cross the Atlantic this year with our child and with Andy, who you've probably seen on our videos if you watch us.
And where are you guys from?
I'm from Berlin and Mandy's from Holland.
So they're representing kind of a different part of the world here,
Yeah.
which is really cool to have them aboard. And let's go down to Bums. Woo, woo.
What's up? Bums on a boat here. If you tune into our channel, we're sailing to Bermuda, and our boat.
Correction, we're racing to Bermuda.
Correct. And our boat is hauled out to Grenada, so we are planning on getting back to our boat and doing some boat work before splashing.
Yeah.
And
So
then what?
we've after the splash, we're gonna be cruising the Eastern Caribbean.
Hopefully running in to see the little things.
Yeah, so they're headed over and headed for Martinique, and we're headed for Martinique somewhere along the line. So if we can hook up, that'll be totally awesome.
What kind of boat do you guys have?
Ooh, we've got a Carter 33. Her name is Jacques Mattei, and she was built in 1974.
Built in Greece. And so our Hail Mary, we actually want to sail our boat to Greece here where we just cruised around.
Which is one of the reasons why this trip has been so incredible for us, because it's definitely made us want to come back here and spend a lot more time.
And you guys have another crew member that's not with us.
Yes.
We do. Little Lola.
Our dear sweet little puppy.
We had to leave her behind in Florida.
Yep.
But we're going to be reunited soon, and we're going to fly with Lola back to our boat in Grenada.
Yep.
Awesome.
Time to get down and dirty in the boatyard.
And also, after this live video ends, you guys have a little premiere coming out, yes?
That's correct,
Ooh.
yes. How
Thanks
to
for the
ruin
reminder.
a $20,000 sail.
Yep.
That we got off to a hot start, a race to
Yeah.
Bermuda. And
Definitely stick around after the feed, because that's a pretty intense video, and we're going to premiere it here right with you guys.
All right, thanks guys. Let's head over to Fair Isle.
Hello, well, we're sailing Fair Isle. I'm Judy,
I'm Steve,
and we have a 48T Hans Christian.
and we are now on our way to Turkey for the winter. We had 3 months now in Greece, coming down from Venice. If you watch us, we overwintered in Venice last year, which was absolutely incredible. Really loved that experience. I mean, it's fairly empty. It's a very different Venice experience from normal because the COVID had emptied the whole place. So we basically had Venice to ourselves. It was amazing. So we've been down through Croatia, Montenegro, all the way around Greece because the canal is closed at the moment, the Corinth Canal. And yeah, the final leg we'll do as soon as we say goodbye to these guys and get ourselves over to Çeşme in Turkey, which we're looking forward to.
I mean, we're supposed to be there now, but of course, who could turn down the opportunity to have this week?
We're so grateful that you guys they kind of came and buddy boated with us, which has been
That's
really
great.
cool because there have been a couple of moments where we were supposed to meet up and we were
And
like
even-
a
and
little
it's
bit
even
behind,
longer,
like
yeah.
we were just kind of like quite missing each other, and so it's been surreal seeing and hanging out with these guys. On
and
their
getting the boat
incredible
tour.
boat,
We all
yeah.
got a nice boat tour.
Yeah.
We have an
Gorgeous
amazing
boat.
boat. Yeah, you're going to like it.
It's incredible.
Yeah, if you
Now let's head over to Josh Post.
Okay, yes, I'm Josh Post, and I have my boat currently in California. That's a 1965 Choi Lee 35-foot sailboat. And I did a lot of sailing on the East Coast from Annapolis to the Bahamas, and that's where I've done a lot of my videos that some of you may be familiar with. And right now I'm doing a lot of DIY fix up my boat in California, and some exciting stuff to come. when I do some sailing to Catalina and different trips that I've gone on recently for some sailing content. But super excited to be here today with everybody on this boat because it's just been an incredible week. And it's like, actually it's life-changing, to be honest with you. We really learned a lot from each other, built lifetime friendships, so it's really cool to be here. Let me know if you guys have any questions, by the way, and we'll answer them.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
Yeah, we will.
And then I think lastly we've got us.
Oh yeah.
So we are Maddie and Herbie of the channel Rigging Doctor. We sail a 45-foot Morgan from 1968. She's a bit of a classic. And we've been, recently we crossed back from we've done 2 Atlantic crossings, spent some time here in the Med, but did not get this far. So it's really been awesome and a dream come true to actually be sailing in Greece. And let's see, what else?
Well, stuff that makes us special is we have synthetic rigging and electric motor.
Yeah.
We're doubly crazy.
We're super crazy.
They're the purists.
Our channel is a lot of how-to stuff and also a lot of vlog stuff. So
And you've done the Atlantic crossing, which we haven't yet.
we've done the Atlantic
So
crossing,
twice.
yeah, and we've got 2 guys here who are about to do the Atlantic crossing. So it's
At some point.
at some point. That's in the future.
Yes,
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah.
Well, let's see the little things go first.
They'll
Yeah.
warm it
we'll
up
check
for
it
you.
out for you.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
Make
There's
sure it's still
something.
there.
Yeah.
Tell you the water's not too cold. What to expect.
Yeah.
So there we have it, guys. What we're gonna do, the format of this, we're just gonna kind of ask you guys to ask questions. We've got 5 separate feeds going right now. So we've got the people who are on each channel kind of watching, and if we can go around and answer questions from the people in each of our feeds, I think the questions can be posed to individual channels. They can be posed to everybody, just specify. And if anybody's got a...
I've got a question.
There you go.
That was posed to everyone right off the bat. And I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry, it was a little earlier on. But one of our followers wants to know who, after this experience, wants to get on a bigger boat.
Ooh.
Anyone?
No.
Anyone?
I love our boat right now.
Yeah, big boats are a lot of work.
That's the
Lot
thing.
of pressure.
There's always a trade-off, you know. And with a small boat, it's smaller fees, it's fewer things to fix. So I think a lot of us who are kind of just getting going are really comfortable with what we have. And I'm pretty sure Fair Isle has their dream boat currently.
Yes.
We have no
I
plans
think
to change.
Yeah.
But I will
Kind of
say a
made
couple
that
of
choice.
things about the bigger boat. It's much more stable and comfortable. I mean, as far as
That's
when you
so
hit bigger
true.
waves and everything, you're really stable on this large boat. It's a 56-foot boat, very
Yeah.
heavy. I think they said it was 24 tons.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
salon area is huge.
Massive.
We're
Oh
like,
my gosh.
What is this, at least 14 feet probably wide or something?
Yeah.
Maybe.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Or more.
On the
Yeah.
inside, and then
It's very
huge.
comfortable inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say I think it would be really hard to we're all in couples, kind of.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, what's been awesome about being on this boat is you get to have incredible teamwork and communication, and it's just sailed so flawlessly with 11 crew members.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But I don't think I would want to go any bigger with just the 2 of us.
Oh no, I wouldn't want this size with 2 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex?
Honestly, the one thing that surprised me is how hard you have to winch the Genoa.
Mm.
Yes.
I mean, like you have one electric winch and you can just
Yeah.
feed the line and you're fine with this, like when you get the main out and stuff. But like if I had to imagine in the Med where you do sail changes so often, just to hand winch a 56-footer.
But that's because it's a sloop. You see, ours is actually longer than this overall. Ours is 57 feet,
Yeah.
but it's a cutter.
Yeah.
So you've divided the foresails up between a Yankee and a staysail.
Yeah.
And we have no problem at all. We haven't got an electric winch.
You just have to do twice the work.
And it's just 2 of us. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's really, you can handle it. There's ways around it. I mean, this boat is great for what it is because it's supposed to have lots of crew. It's
Yeah.
done for this. But you couldn't live on this boat. There's no storage, is there?
Right. Yeah, we've all talked about
It's
that.
not outfitted for cruising.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we love we have a 33-foot boat, and it's just so easy to pull the lines. I just love it. It feels
Also
almost
anchoring.
like a toy.
Oh yeah.
Anchoring,
Honestly,
yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is just easier.
It's just anchoring in small boat. Like we wouldn't even bother finding a spot easily. And with this one, like
It's-
first of all, we didn't know it, so we were kind of careful and took more space and more chain. But
Mhm.
if I'd imagine, like we would just pull up and drop and we'd be set, you know.
We
And
stayed
with
really
this
far away
one?
from the coastlines this time. We
Yeah.
normally go in really close.
Yeah.
this
And we were like hundreds of meters out.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah, we noticed that we all sail this boat differently than we would sail our own boat. And it was kind of
That's
funny.
true,
like
yeah.
we were all doing things totally different
For sure.
than we would do on our own boats.
Yeah.
And we've been here for a week. We've been all of us here for a whole week. So we've really gotten to know the boat, you know, and it's such a cool opportunity because most of us, we were talking and it was like most of us have only sailed a couple other boats other than our own.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool opportunity for all of us to experience a totally different boat for a long length of time.
And for us, a totally different class. Like this is a fin keel. We're used to full keels, and sloop instead of a cutter. Like it was a very big change for us.
Yeah.
And it has a bow thruster, which I forgot to use all the time. Like all the maneuvering, I'm used to like just prop walking a rudder, and I forgot to use the bow thruster.
Herbie was very sad about that. When we just
Yeah.
tied up, he was like, "Oh no, I forgot to use the bow thruster."
Yeah, like when we first got the boat, I'm like, ooh, bow thrust. I'm gonna get to try this out. I never used it.
It was a quick question for Josh from Uncle Mary is what
Okay.
part of California is your boat in?
Newport Beach, California.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we've
that's
got
a
a,
patron of ours. He's in California.
Oh, cool.
we've
Let's
got a
meet
quick
up.
question
Yeah,
here.
he's the man.
Judy's got a question.
We've got a quick question from Homo Barros, one of our patrons, to you guys. What is the Atlantic crossing from west to east like?
So we did it a little differently for each shredded wheat. No, we didn't.
Yeah,
we
west
went
east,
from
Europe to. Oh no, my
no,
bad.
No.
U.S. to Europe. Yes.
US to
Sorry.
Europe. It was actually, yeah, it was that was the easier of the two for us because we did the second one a different way.
Yeah, we did it the wrong time into a wrong destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we went from Florida to Bermuda and Bermuda to the Azores and the Azores to mainland Portugal. And the hardest part was actually Azores to Portugal. Because of our lack of motor, lack of diesel, we did have to ride up the high and go around and think about currents and everything like that. But the crossing from Bermuda to the Azores was great.
That was awesome. Like
Yeah.
we played cards. It was beautiful.
We
I
had
loved it.
4 days of being completely becalmed, which was a nice respite for us actually.
Yeah.
And we saw
And you get
lots
to
of
go to the-
wildlife.
And you get to go to the Azores. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
one of the
that's-
places we
that's
definitely
the best
to
part.
The
go.
best
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
that we've
Wanna
been,
go
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way back, normally people go like Cape Verde to St. Lucia or Canaries to St. Lucia, and it's easy. But we wanted to go down to Suriname in South America, and we went during hurricane season, so we had to go like really far south, and it was tricky.
It was really, yeah, the weather, just all the navigating was really tricky. Luckily, Herbie did all of it.
Yay!
But you did it again because you're trying to do things the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah.
With a sextant and paper charts.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we just pile more trouble onto the list. Yeah, just extra challenge. Yeah. But it was fun. Yeah.
Quick question. I think everybody could jump in on this one. Somebody asked, how did this trip come about and how long ago did we plan the trip? I'll start off just by, so the real organizer of this is a guy named Andy from the Ocean Cruisers podcast, who is actually working on some stuff in the cockpit, so you can't see him right now.
Plug, he has a YouTube channel where he's posted all of our interviews, and you should definitely check that out because he's an amazing interviewer.
And he's got Lynn Pardy coming up as an interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he's the one who kind of had this just brainstorm idea. He's like, I know several other channels that I've talked to that I want to connect with and have really a collaboration of like-minded people. So he contacted a local Greece charter company called Sail with George. George is actually, I think, out there in the cockpit as well. And then he put it together, and we all flew over here, and we literally met for the first time, most of us, last Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday we got on the boat. Anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, how we got pulled into all this, or included in this, was when we were sailing through Puerto Rico. We were heading east, and a patron of ours named Cheers Warren
And Jerry Titus.
and Jerry Titus. He said, "Hey, you guys are about to cross. You guys, I love your channels. You should meet up." So we did meet them in Puerto Rico, and then we went our separate ways. And Herbie and Maddie called.
Well, they
us and
said, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing where we go do a free charter in Greece in October. Would you guys want to go?" And we're like, "Well, yeah, of course. But what's the catch? It
sounded a little too good to be
too
true."
good to be true." But as the weeks went by and we got hooked up with Andy and then we did a podcast with him, got to know him, we all actually got together and did a Zoom call to kind of talk things over, and it wasn't too good to be true. It was just one of those things that's absolutely amazing, and it is what it seems, and here we are, and I can't believe it. But end of the story is actually thanks to you guys that we are here right now.
And Andy actually joined Alex and me on our crossing to the Canary Islands, and I think shortly after that he started with the podcast because he was a bit excited about how we filmed and what we did, and wanted to get to know more about other YouTube channels. And Andy is a very creative guy that finds ways to get the things that he wants. So
Yeah, and he's very he knows how to speak to people, how to talk, how to ask the right questions, and how to get involved and make things happen. So it's basically because of him. He invited us to his beach house when we were in Spain, just to have a few nights. And then we got to know each other. We put him, we took him on as crew to the Canary Islands, and that's when this idea of the podcast started, and then the idea of getting channels together just to charter a boat in Greece, and that happened. I think we should get him on there later, because
we'll just bring him down here for sure.
Yeah. He's such a cool guy.
Andy made it all happen for us.
Very good.
Those videos of your guys are amazing too. So if you haven't seen their crossing to the Canary Islands, you're going like 12 knots.
Yeah,
like,
it was
surfing down
insanity.
waves.
On
like,
36 foot, 12 knots, it's like, the boat's it's at its limit.
insane videos.
It was fun.
Feel
we
free
thought
to
we'd
check
take
them out.
like 5 days. We estimated more than 5 days. We took 4 days and 1 hour.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Just got a quick question. Who's a fellow in the yellow shirt? You might have missed his introduction.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, he's Alex from See the Little Things, and his beautiful partner Mandy is over here, but out of our frame. So, I'll get you a right there.
Over there.
There's room over here.
It's on Lower Street.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. It's a small boat.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question. Oh, do you have questions?
No, go ahead.
People are asking, how's life on a boat with a baby and a toddler? And how did Levi do?
He was actually doing really good.
Yeah.
He's been, I think he did quite good. I don't know about you guys. I think you didn't have sleepless nights because of him.
He was a champ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, especially when we had our roughest sail, he just slept straight through it every time.
Like we had a sail from the northern Cyclades down to Naxos.
Yeah.
From where did we start? From Delos to Naxos.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, it's a downwind sail. We're just gonna sleigh ride the Meltemi. And I did not expect that the waves gonna come from the sides of the islands.
It was pretty heavy.
And it was a pretty hefty ride from what I experienced.
Yeah.
Apparently for Fair Isle it was a breeze. But yeah, it was pretty rocky, and he just slept through. That was good. So we're set for our own adventures, I think.
Yeah. So that is your mind then for the Atlantic crossing, because that's coming up, isn't it? Would have been your first.
Well, let's see, because our boat's a lot smaller than this, so when he gets fussy, I get to, pace around the room.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of room to pace, so
It
let's
was a
see how
good
that goes.
test.
Yeah,
it was amazing because we didn't have to steer the boat and take care of the child, so we could take shifts, and they were great captains.
And everybody was always happy to pitch in and hold him for a bit. So
Who wouldn't want to?
In fact, someone's
So
commented
cute.
on our channel that he'll be the best sailor ever by osmosis.
Yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely.
You guys.
Oh, so we have a question here from our friend Patrick. He says, so how's the sailing around the Med? A lot of motoring, question mark. And that is actually a great question because it's actually exceeded our expectations. I think we've had unusual weather here in the Med.
Breeze,
Yeah.
wind.
I think we got really lucky, and I can't speak for you guys, but our previous time in the Med was horrendous, and so this has been a wonderful surprise. We've actually been able to get sails up, and
we sailed from
Here?
from
What's it around?
Mykonos. We sailed from Mykonos. We sailed off anchor at Mykonos, and then sailed onto anchor in Delos. Like no motor at all. And like
it was
we've
very
had
exciting.
yeah,
we've
we've
never
had
done
nice
that.
sails.
Yeah, we've been able to
Yeah.
like use the sails a lot more here than I expected. I thought it was gonna be like storm and we hide in a cove, and then motored to the next place and no wind at all.
We got extremely lucky.
It was a good week.
Yeah.
Also, because today the winds were perfect to get back up,
Yes.
which normally does
Yeah.
not happen.
Yeah.
So
We got so lucky
a lot of luck was
on every
involved.
passage. It's
And
great.
a quick addition to that, just to answer one of my questions, we're in Greece to visit. So we started off in the island of Syros, then we went to Mykonos, then we hit up
Delos.
Delos,
Delos.
which has an ancient city, really cool.
Yeah.
Then we went down to
Naxos.
Naxos, Naxos,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then last night we were at Paros, Paros, and we had a beautiful anchorage there. And now back to Syros today, and then tomorrow morning we all leave the boat.
Guys, I have a question regarding the route. It's not from the comments, it's from me. Did you expect, like we planned this months, we had a WhatsApp group and we talked for a while, and we were making plans, like passage plans. And in the end we said, well, it all depends on the weather.
It does.
Did you expect this distance, like this mileage, or did you expect less or more?
That's a good
Oh.
question.
Because we wanted to go to Santorini, which
Like
is
every-
Yeah.
well,
We realized if we went to Santorini, it would literally just be go to Santorini and come back.
Yeah, nothing else.
So,
Yeah,
but
because we saw you guys passage planning and we sailed here before, and
yeah,
we know the winds, and we're like, this is definitely not
There's no
happening.
way.
This
Yeah.
is so much. It's gonna be
Yeah.
just
So
you
my-
know sailing day and night, and it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a
You've
small
been
round.
very lucky though
Yeah.
with this week because
Yeah.
for 2 weeks previously I've been sat with 30, 35 knot winds.
you were set on anchor, couldn't do anything.
Couldn't do anything.
Exactly.
Just the bottom of Mykonos, just
Welcome.
backwards and forwards.
And I would say it met my expectation of we're gonna have our plan, and then the day that we set out, it's just gonna totally change. And that's what I expected, and that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
much
like-
what I thought we'd do. We go where the wind took us.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
there's so
yeah.
many
Great way to do
islands,
it.
and
Yeah.
all of them have something to offer. They're all beautiful, so yeah, I think we've
Yeah.
done quite well.
So for passage planning, all I did was look up the altitudes of each island's elevation and then figure out the wind shadow from that one, so I could see like if we need to get somewhere, how close do we need to get before we get protection. And I just looked up in a ring around Syros, and that was it. I figured we'd get here and just go with the flow, see where we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something is okay.
There's a
Well,
question.
I got a good question from
Okay.
Barry O'Neill.
Great.
Asked who was the captain of the charter. So this was actually the first time that George let his boat go out without a hired captain. And when we all got on the boat, we all appointed Herbie to be the
To bear the
to be
responsibility.
the captain, but there was no technical captain. George just let us take his boat out. A bunch of YouTube sailors and trusted us. And hey, we're back. We're safe. We did med mooring today. Herbie has never done med mooring. It's where you drop an anchor, back up to the dock, and then throw lines. And I'd say he got an A+.
Yeah, I didn't hit
Good,
anything.
very good.
Right
He
there.
had good instruction from Alex and Mandy, who have cruised the med and done that a lot, and so is Andy, the organizer, who's in the cockpit right now.
So we actually had a great question from one of our patrons. It's a question for all of us that I would love if we could all go around and answer it. MV Conundrum said, when you discussed producing videos, were there a lot of similarities, or do you all approach content creation differently? And we all definitely approach it differently, but maybe if we could each just say something about how we do approach it, I think that would be cool.
Start with Josh.
Well, this is a question about how we make videos. Mine is probably more done in the editing process. I guess it's like everybody, but I get a bunch of footage and I kind of have an idea of what I want to show for like that day or those couple of days. But then I really put a spin on it, if you will, in the editing process, whether I want to put a little philosophy at the beginning or how I want to show that piece of the travels. And that's where it really comes together in the editing. And sometimes it's like 30 hours of editing or something crazy just to get a 15-minute video going. Yeah.
I think I think there are different kinds of videos. Like when you consciously film something and explain something, so like do educational or information content. But like if you do a Canary crossing, it's pretty obvious that you're just going to film the crossing and then edit it together. But I think what's special about this week is that everybody filmed and everybody had conversations and it was very candid, and we just like snuck up on each other and filmed each other. So it's kind of a different style.
Yeah.
And also the great thing about editing this is going to be we're going to find so many stories that we could edit the same footage and just tell completely different things.
Definitely.
Like focus on
Yeah.
the like with Greece itself, focus on sailboats, focus on the people. And we'd use the same footage and fool you guys. That we've done a big job, but basically we just filmed 7 days, and we can make like tons of videos and tell you loads of stories because of this.
Yeah.
What do you find? You're talking about the two different types of videos, doing your technical type ones and your episodes. What do you find easier to do?
Ooh, I think when you script a video and like you talk it out and you consciously film, it's way easier to find a story and to put it together afterwards.
It's so much easier to edit, especially.
Yeah, but like now we just started filming, and now finding a story and like creating something around it, other than oh we just lifted anchor and we dropped anchor. I think that's way more challenging, but also way more fun because you get a lot more creative than just pointing the camera at things.
I thought you'd say the opposite because you put quite a lot into your edits to make them quite special in the episodes, and the technical ones are more straightforward normally, aren't they? But there's more sort of pre-planning to that. But you find them difficult to do, the technical ones.
I find them easier to do.
I
find it like I like the challenge of just shooting great footage and then finding something special about it and talk about that.
We approach it a little differently. We do have definitely two types of videos on our channel. We have the technical ones that are extremely different from the vlog ones. And actually, Herbie edits the technical ones and I edit the vlog ones. So we end up, for me, it's we just film absolutely everything we do. And the story kind of makes itself. I kind of film it so that I put in they start and end organically, and there is a story in each episode and there is like a climax, but it's just a linear kind of look at our lives. Yeah,
but also it's important that you film it in a way that you know an episode could be made from it. So I do a lot of the filming, so it's like you need the morning shots, the afternoon shots, like all the different things to piece it together.
And we usually end at night.
Yeah. And then for the technical ones, I find those easier because you plan out what you're gonna do, what shots you need, and you go with it. So you already know what it is in your mind. You just need to get the footage so that you can put it into the editing software.
Yeah, a lot of times Herbie actually will set up an entire studio on the boat with like lights and everything, and he's got like 3 cameras on his hands because our technical videos a lot of them are splicing and
rope stuff.
Yeah. So it's like a really intense process, whereas the vlog ones are more just like capturing moments as they come.
And I think you're the only ones who don't edit on computers.
Yeah, we edit. I do all of our editing on the iPad.
Which is
really
really
impressive.
Really impressive.
I edit our technical videos on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Even more impressive.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, our style is slightly different because our background is as television journalists, so we're used to making more documentary style films. So that's what we do with our vlogs. So it's about our life, obviously, on board Ferrari. But it's where we travel, where we go, and we like to speak to people as we carry on with our travels.
So we do it as we go along. So we do it fortnitely, not weekly. I don't know how these guys manage to do it weekly.
No, they're amazing.
Totally
amazing.
So
Which is every 2 weeks for some of you that don't know what fortnightly means. He assumes that we all know what fortnightly means. I figured it out, but some of you might not.
So basically what you're seeing on every episode is what's happened in the last 2 weeks. So we do it as we go along. And we edit as we go along. It usually ends up with a whole day, a couple of days editing, just up to the deadline to then get that piece out. We try and tell as much of a story of that week as we possibly can. Include as much, include lots of sailing, include places that we go. Talk to people, so it's not just about us. We find interesting people. We find other people more interesting than us. I'm sure.
Most of them have both. Actually, that seems to be the
So
common
we interview other people, talk to other people. So there's a lot of that. So we get the rough cut done. Julie then goes through and messes up my edit, and I have to read it. No, she gets the story.
It's a production process.
It is, yeah.
And then Steve does technical videos, and again, as we go, we try and put out.
I find them easier to edit because there's not so much stuff that goes in. There's a lot of production value that goes into an episode, but not into that. But they take a lot of time. I mean, I've got anchor videos and stuff that I work on for 9 months to gather the footage and stuff that I want, and different things I've done too now. So anchoring one and which anchor, and I'm doing another one. But they take a whole season to do.
Yeah, and what I really like about you guys is like, especially Steve told us so many like details about rocks and roofs and constructions, and it's like really nice information. Like we said
Me and
before,
Herbie are competing for the geeky.
Yeah.
which is quite something with
That's a
Alex.
close
who's-
competition.
Yeah, where we just go through a city and say like, oh, that looks cool. And then Steve has a very nice view on everything.
And he knows why, you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
This is a
looks
special
cool.
limestone made from the Venetian.
And also Maddie is really into history.
Yeah, I like to provide a little cultural information every time we go somewhere. I always do my research beforehand.
So,
What about you guys?
Yeah, we
Your
haven't heard
questions?
from-
Yeah.
oh yes.
I mean, I think our value is the story. We really tracked the story from day one, and our episodes have really done a good job of tracking it every step of the way up until where we're at. And we had an interesting route to get here, and we've learned a lot from everybody here. But we're not the experts or professionals at really sailing or filming, but we are learning a lot in the last 5 years. We have learned a lot, but we started the channel with very little sailing experience and very little filming and editing experience.
And a philosophy of if you just do crazy stuff,
People will be interested.
people will be interested.
So our thing is just like we do pretty crazy things, and
Yeah.
we have to get to this point, and we're growing, and you see the growth process in our videos.
And we're still true to those roots because we do things all the time that, we're not qualified to do. Maybe like
jump
working
off
on
a
the
Technically.
ladder.
But like
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
example of like
Yes.
what we do is like I've learned so much from everyone here. Alex is really into the photography and filming, and I took so many notes. And Herbie is like all about information, and he consumes information, and he's always just sharing information, and I'm inspired to do that. So these are all things that we're going to start doing. So if you watch our channel, and I can keep going and going, but just if you watch our channel, you'll see that we kind of are always changing and
Yeah.
growing, and
Because that's
It
really a
works
huge
for us.
part of our philosophy as well, is that we want to change, we want to improve, and we want to grow. So the production, the videos, everything is going to change as we do.
if you watch our production, I mean, I think that's the truth, right, for all of us.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Steve and Judy.
They already know what they're doing.
They
Right.
were professionals
You'd
going
be
into
amazed
it.
I think we
how
all-
much we learn every single episode.
We all
we put
started
out.
off a little rough, I think.
Yeah,
at the beginning,
that's true.
Someone else has asked, does anyone have footage they will never release because it's so embarrassing?
Oh, we
No, we put that
release
out.
all the
No.
bad
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
Same here. That's another thing I think why what's funny about us is we like literally share the most embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah.
So we actually had a video leaving. The dinghy flipped over. We had a katabatic wind as we went past the Rock of Gibraltar, which flipped it over. And then something else. We went into Almirama and got a rope. There's a stray rope that was there. It went straight down our prop.
Oh my gosh.
And you
Good,
get comments
good.
from people saying, "How do you why do you do that? You're just an embarrassment."
It's like it's,
Sorry.
Yeah, but
But
that's
that
a great
happens.
thing.
It does happen.
It
That's
does
sailing,
happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we say what happens.
We have a bit of a follow up that's very quick about the YouTube question, and somebody did ask early on ours whether they would be seeing a lot of footage in the future of this trip, and you will. All of our channels are going to include a lot of cool stories, and Alex touched on it too. That's
Joel
has come
jumping
out
off
of
the
this,
spreader. Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Joel
I
jumped
got to
off the
jump.
spreader.
Yes, and Herbie had a minor heart attack.
Dives actually.
But-
Dives,
yeah,
yeah, more
yeah.
impressive.
So I got
We
to
all had
climb up.
heart
I got to
attacks.
climb up Fair
It's
Isle
actually on our Instagram right
and
now.
jump off
If you
those
want to see it.
spreaders. It was so awesome.
Oh my
you were
god.
gonna. We've got to.
Yeah, we got a question. It was how many of you does it take to sail a 58 foot? So it's 56.
This is a
Yeah.
56-foot boat,
But
but
still, like,
I
it's
think-
big.
I think 4 is the minimum.
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's what we
Right?
said too. Yeah.
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 Four.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
need
Michael.
one person
Oh, no.
steering,
My chat is
one
unloaded.
person doing the main sheet because
Whoa.
it's like so far away.
Greg Albright just
Whoa.
sent us $200.
Whoa.
Holy
Wow.
wow!
Hey, Greg. What? That's the first.
Oh my
What in
god.
the world?
That's amazing.
Yeah, good for you.
All right, I guess drinks are on us tonight.
Yeah.
So, and then you need like one person on each Genoa sheet because
Oh,
the
yeah.
Genoa is like so heavy to handle. It's
Yeah.
such a huge sail.
And
It's-
Joel felt that firsthand how heavy that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I will admit. So we had to move the car forward,
Oh.
and
Oh yeah.
or we had to move it back. So Herbie was at the helm. Josh and I. Josh muscle, he was the muscle. I slid the car back. success. And then Josh and I were sitting on the inside of the sheet, which is what you want to do. You know, you don't want to be on the outside. That's how you get knocked off the boat. And Josh and I were like, just enjoying our success. And then Herbie just turns into the wind a little, and I'm not blaming Herbie. It's my fault for sure, because I was just unaware sitting in the red zone. And the sail left, and the sheet just hit me right in the mouth. And it felt like I got hit in the face by Mike Tyson.
Yeah, we're like going as close to the wind as possible, and I got a little luffy.
Maybe actually thinks it's a very
Not
sad
good.
story.
Yeah. But Herbie is a dentist, and he actually inspected my mouth. He made sure I got, what was your, why don't you walk him through?
There was a treatment plan.
So pretty much make sure they don't have a piece of tooth lodged in their lip. There's no cuts on the lip, which that's a thing. And then, little cut, but he'd swell up nicely, so he looks good for the live video.
And he told me to take 4 pills.
Yeah, 4 Advil.
Advils.
So what happens, you take a lot of trauma to the face, everything starts swelling, your lip gets fat, but then inside the tooth, the nerve starts to swell. And the only blood supply to the tooth is to the bottom of the root, and it's a teeny tiny hole. So if it swells, it'll actually plug up that own hole, or its own hole. And then that's it. The whole nerve doesn't get blood and dies. And then you end up with a root canal. So take 4 Advil right away, and then you're good.
And get a dentist to look in your
and have him check, make sure there's no fractures or
This
anything
became
like
very
that.
technical, very fast.
It's a how-to video.
Herbie loves to do that. I love talking to Herbie. I'm like, go back. I was following you for a second. What do we got?
Quick question, if I can throw
Josh.
in one from Lewis. It is this is an easy one for everybody just to quickly answer, which is what was our favorite part of this week?
Ooh, that's not easy at all.
That is very easy.
It's not an easy answer, but
yes.
I already.
Okay, well,
I
for
think
me
it's gonna
easy.
be different
So-
for each individual person. I think.
All right, so we only knew the bums, and everyone else was new to us, and it was so cool, like meet all these new people, and then they were all awesome. So like it's just been like an awesome week, just going around with like a bunch of new friends, and yeah.
I would say the
It was
same
great.
actually.
I think just everyone's going to say that.
Yeah, the company
Yeah.
was
That's the best
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was
Dang
really
it.
funny because yesterday
Good
evening
answer.
we had a bonfire.
Oh,
And
yes.
guys, this is actually, we've been here for 6 days and I wasn't annoyed for 1 second by anyone. And Herb went like, I'm not sure if that was sarcastic.
Yeah, there was no drama.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Which is gonna make for a terrible video.
We wanted to do,
Yeah.
we wanted to do a below deck
Apart
kind of
from your
stuff.
injury.
We wanted to do kind of like a below deck documentary thing, like, but nobody freaked out.
Yeah.
Nobody made out with not the partner that they're supposed to make out
Boring. That's why Below Deck is a major network special.
As far as places we've gone, though, I think for me the kind of my favorite experience was Delos.
Yeah.
Just seeing because we're in Greece, right? And
I haven't gone.
if you're like a major nerd like I am,
Alex stayed on the boat for that one.
Alex didn't go.
He's not a big fan.
I don't know why, but he
Old
didn't want to
buildings.
come.
Man, it's just rocks.
Oh my god,
Just
no.
old rocks.
Wait, he was doing me a favor so I could go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, Delos is an ancient island. It's
It
not
is,
just
yeah.
the old ruins, it's the
2,500 years.
whole thing, 2,500 years old.
And
It
I
is
mean,
mind-blowing.
it was the birthplace of Athena and Apollo. Not Athena, Artemis. Artemis and Apollo, the twins. So, you know, we've been getting some Greek mythology in here. It's been really cool. I've been geeking out.
And I'll give my favorite part. Probably last night, whenever we had a bonfire on the beach,
Yeah, that
and
was
we all had a little bit much to drink. And it was about midnight. We were hungry, but we were anchored like a little more than a mile, right?
Yeah.
From the town. We were in a little cove. We're a mile from the town. I tell the guys, I say, I'm just gonna paddle over there on a paddle board.
Captain America style.
I start paddling over there.
Did you have a light?
No
No.
light.
No life jacket.
It wasn't
Don't
just.
try this at home.
It wasn't just like along the coast. It's actually across this like big bay.
Yeah.
So but luckily it was completely flat. I'm paddling over. I tell the other people, I'm like, well, Raisha, they take the dinghy, And then we end up getting to the dock at the exact same time. We go into town. We run around trying to find anything that was
Three of
open.
us didn't have shoes.
Yep. I took some video of our feet that became completely black on the bottom. And then we found some food. What did we have? Pizza.
Pizza.
We had
Three
pizza.
big pizzas last night.
We
Kind
were
of
here at the boat.
after drinking food
Waiting
kind of
for
thing.
some blackie.
Just real quick while I'm going, somebody says, any good food? I'm like,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, if
food.
you haven't been here, the food
Souvlaka.
is amazing.
Just
Souvlaki.
Google souvlaka.
And the
Souvlaki.
year
Souvlaki. Souvlaki.
Which souvlaki is
You've had
why
it every
we
night.
went across the bay in the first place.
Yeah, and we never
We
found
wanted
it.
souvlaki.
unfortunately.
Herbie's been on the search for souvlaki for almost 24 hours.
I
Yeah.
know, we're
Yeah.
definitely getting it for dinner.
Yeah.
And very quickly, Herbie, another one. Did you have a router when you went across the Atlantic?
A
Hire someone?
Oh, it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew the answer.
Yeah, for those of
It
you
was
who are in
Herbie.
the US, router means router.
Yeah, it took me a while.
Around is something you take it
LA.
to.
Took
Yeah,
us next
so-
to.
So everyone's way of getting the weather is to go on to what's your all's favorite app? Alright.
Yeah.
When
And
Predict wind.
I step outside, I look up,
Herbie can smell the weather.
he's been teaching
my
us
hair
stuff
stand
about
up.
clouds.
Yeah. No, he's
He
incredible.
licks his fingers.
He checks the weather by looking at the sky. It's like obvious, but no one else here has that skill, do we?
It's why it's called the weather eye.
Well, he
Yeah.
goes like,
Yeah.
you see that cloud? It's pink. Like, nope.
That means a high pressure is coming.
I have a question
I've learned a little
that
bit.
kind of leads into this.
Hmm.
Do you think that you're getting along better because you're already living on a sailboat than a crew? Well, than a crew that just met for a charter week.
Totally.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Totally.
have that in common, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us
How
have
much?
that in common.
How much water do we have left?
We have
So much.
Three
Over half a
quarters
tank.
of a
So
tank.
what's that?
Yeah.
5,000 liter or 500 liters?
We have
No, we had
1,000.
1,000, so we have 750 liters left.
750
And
liters
you
left.
gave us a couple of big jerry cans.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
So there's one.
yeah.
So I bet like only sailors would
Yeah.
would not use water that much. Like
Right, I know, we all do the same thing. Turn it off, turn it on, turn it
Yeah.
off.
Like that would have led to some arguments if like you used up all our water,
Right.
Yeah.
but like it's not an issue.
Yeah.
That being said, there are ports like George from the charter company showed us where we can refill our water tanks and diesel tanks all over.
Like
and
every
we
single
just
port.
never pulled into a port.
Yeah,
No.
we anchored
We
everywhere.
anchored every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So other thing.
Wait,
we're
big thank
hardcore.
you to Karg. I hope I'm saying it. Karg Pierre.
Wait. Jeremy, how do you say that? The
That's
last-
not German.
That's not.
what is
But
it?
it has the A with the umlaut.
I
Well,
think-
thank you so much for
Yes,
the $5.
thank you,
Yay!
We got another question from
Yeah.
Patrick. What was the protocol for gaining entry to Greece?
That's actually a really good question because
Wow.
a lot of people thought we were all super crazy for trying to get into Greece right now because COVID is still very much a thing,
Yeah.
Especially for travel restrictions. I think we all were required to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
Double
Not
vaccinated.
required,
Yeah.
but it did make it easy.
Yeah, either you
Yeah.
had a ton of
More or less
paperwork
requirement.
Yeah.
or a vaccine card.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
double vaccinated, you fill in the personal locator forms as you do with any other country, and then that was it.
It was
easy.
easier than we thought it
Yeah.
would be.
I
Yeah.
think it
I
was too
think you can
difficult.
also still do it tested if you don't have a vaccination.
Right.
Yeah.
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 You can
How
get
easy it is
tested.
outside Europe. I mean, we came from
Right.
Germany, which was not that hard.
Yeah.
Because we're inside Europe. I think for
Right.
America might be a bit more paperwork than for us.
So we got 3 of us came from the U.S. These guys were already here.
We were here, but that's how
We
we.
checked
but
we
that's
checked
how
in
you
in
got
Corfu,
in. Yeah,
as we-
yeah.
as we came
Yeah, we
down
came from Montenegro, checked in on the boats in Corfu.
It's very
again,
easy. The Greek
Yeah.
check-in, if you're coming into Greece by boat, it's, they're very nice. They're not always in lots of countries, so yeah, they are very good here. And, yeah.
The Greeks
Yeah.
like cruisers.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a
They're
cruiser's
used to it.
playground here.
Exactly.
Really.
They're
I
used to
mean,
cruises.
this
yeah,
is
exactly.
It's
the-
like
going
where
through the
sailing
islands.
started. Like
Yeah,
Like
how many? There
Herbie-
was 6,000 islands.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
6,000, yeah.
6,000 islands. I mean,
Herbie and I have been in the Caribbean for the past bunch of months, and Joel and Michael are in the Caribbean, and that is the cruisers' playground, right? But honestly, this has been
this is Europe's version.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Disneyland and
just
Disney
a little
World.
colder.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been really amazing. I highly recommend it to any cruisers,
Incredible.
especially if you can't get your boat here, just
Yeah.
charter a
Yeah.
boat.
And the
Sail
good
with
thing is you
George.
can.
Sail with
Sail
George.
with
Your guy.
And you can do what we did because there are so many islands. So just see. I mean, you don't need Herbie. You can just look at your own clouds and just
Yeah.
say the weather's
Yeah.
going this way. We're going to go there.
I mean, we
I wanna-
started here.
There you go.
We started here with basically no experience.
Yeah, no.
In March 2019, that's like we bought the boat in Greece. We just said like it's the perfect place. Great community of sailors. They're gonna help you.
We did start off in the Ionian, so
Yeah, we
on
started
the
in the
side of the
Ionian.
mainland.
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah.
And the
It's a
Ionian
bit
is
So here's the
easier.
question, yeah, what's best, Ionian or
Oh,
Aegean?
For us, Ionian.
Ionian.
Yeah.
It's green. The weather's
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, it's super- it's super arid here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
very
yeah.
different. I mean, it's been unusual. I think this season, the Meltemi normally by this time would have died down. It's a summer thing really. So from May to October at the latest. But now it's really going strong. It was really hitting us.
Yeah.
From weeks before you came out. So you have to take that into account if you're coming to the Aegean.
Yeah. I
So
was
you're only
looking-
coming for a short time, but yes.
Yeah, it might catch you out.
Yeah.
You get
And I
massive
think
wind.
the Ionian is better for that because they don't have these crazy winds.
No.
It's mostly like
It's
a
normally
wind
nothing in the
stuff.
morning and a full swell in the afternoon,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Every day.
So you can sleep in and then have a nice sail.
Or motor where you want to go, and then
Yeah, and then
Hunker
sit out the
down.
wind. Yeah.
depends on your stat. You can do
Yeah.
both.
If I could add one little thing, just
Yeah.
not a plug for Sail with George, but it's actually interesting because a lot of people wonder how they can possibly do something like this. And they think it's going to cost them a lot of money, even to charter a boat. But the thing is, with Sail with George, he actually rents out like one bunk bed for a solo traveler, or a couple could have two. And it's very affordable. It's like between $700 and $800 per week. And you get a captain, but you do buy your own food throughout the week. But you get to travel around Greece for a whole week on a boat, and it's
George,
Than if you just
I got one of those things.
Yeah.
and then take us also, and if you aren't subscribed to the other channels here, you should all go and subscribe to See the Little
That's
Things,
it.
Bums on a Boat, Josh Post, Sailing Fair Isle, and Rigging Doctor.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna wait that out.
We'll wait.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
And we're about to premiere our newest
yes.
episode. So it's scheduled for about up as soon as I X out of the live feed or not. But it is going out in about 15 minutes. So we're hopefully going to figure out how to premiere that and field your comments as we're all watching it at the same time.
And we already have the last episode of Sailing Farewell that went out yesterday.
Has you guys in it?
Episode 50.
Woo! Kind of look at our Instagrams to see where we are, which do follow us all on Instagram.
Yes. We just $100 from MV Conundrum.
Holy moly, it says for the Boatyard
For the
beers!
Boatyard. Thank
Oh
you,
my
guys.
God,
Thank you.
guys,
Having
you
a hell of
are
a party tonight.
cleaning
Let's
up.
go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're not gonna be bums much longer.
I know.
Yeah.
How are you gonna try to stay true to your story then?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll just have to give it all away.
Yeah.
I think it's a true story. You know?
Yeah.
Start us
Uh-oh,
bums.
Jason Kane has a question here.
Okay.
Question for the
Alex.
Wow.
Guys, this is
Awesome.
Andy. Andy,
Alright,
gotta
this is the
go.
guy
You
here.
got Andy. Go in the front. Go in the front.
Right
So
here.
we can all see you.
Yeah,
Right.
just
Front and
poke
center
in
here.
and look
Just
at that
poke it
screen.
at each screen.
Look at all of them.
There's
Yeah.
Yay.
Say hi to our
Scoot down-
phone here.
Scoot down a bit.
Hello, Bums on a Boat.
Yes, guys on a boat. There's Josh Post.
Josh Post. What's this one?
This is just me.
Oh,
Oh,
this
that's
is
one in
the
the back right there.
That's
This
us.
one.
That's Rigging Doctor.
There.
Rigging Doctor.
Farewell's up there, yeah.
Farewell's up there.
Fair Isle.
And we are in the corner
Cool.
there.
Oh, where are you?
In the corner.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello. See the little, it's the
Tell
littlest
them
thing.
where they hear your podcast.